Understanding public debt. Public debt might seem daunting, filled with complex jargon, but it is vital to our everyday lives. It impacts the quality of public services, tax rates, and the economic future for generations to come. Defining public debt. At its core, public debt is the total amount a government owes to creditors, resulting from borrowing to cover expenses that exceed its income from taxes and other revenue sources. This borrowing serves various purposes, from funding infrastructure projects to providing social services and responding to emergencies.
You've got to learn what you know and what you don't know, and within the arena of what you know, you have to just pursue it very vigorously and act on it when you find it. And you can't look around for people to agree with you. You have to think for yourself.
Government bonds, as IOUs central to public debt, are government bonds. Essentially, IOUs promising repayment with interest after a specified period. Governments use bonds to manage economic activity by raising funds now while anticipating future economic growth to repay creditors. Debt to GDP ratio. One key measure you'll encounter is the debt to GDP ratio, which compares a nation's debt to its gross domestic product, GDP. This ratio indicates a country's economic health. A high ratio can signal potential repayment struggles without austerity measures or economic instability. The role of sovereign debt. Sovereign debt refers to loans issued or guaranteed by a national government, closely monitored by investors and rating agencies. These ratings impact borrowing costs and access to international capital markets, reflecting a nation's creditworthiness. Types of public debt. Domestic versus external debt. Understanding the difference between domestic debt, owed to local creditors, and external debt, owed to foreign creditors, is essential. Each type carries distinct implications for economic policy and financial stability, including currency risks and interest rate influences. The balance of public debt management. Managing public debt is crucial for economic governance. It requires balancing growth stimulation with long-term fiscal sustainability, focusing on a strategic approach to borrowing, investing in high-return projects, maintaining a stable debt level for future generations. The dual role of public debt. While public debt can foster a prosperous society, excessive borrowing can lead to economic challenges. Careful oversight and management are necessary to avoid spending cuts or tax increases due to mounting debt. The history of public debt. Ancient beginnings. Public debt's history dates back to ancient civilizations, with records from the Sumerians indicating early loans. The concept evolved in ancient Greece, where city-states borrowed from wealthy citizens for military endeavors. Medieval developments. In the Middle Ages, Italian city-states like Venice issued bonds to finance public projects and military campaigns, leading to the development of a rudimentary bond market and a more structured approach to public finance. Renaissance expansion. The Renaissance marked a significant shift, with nation-states systematically borrowing for wars and infrastructure. The founding of the Bank of England in 1694 became a model for modern public finance management. World wars and borrowing. The Napoleonic Wars and World War I saw unprecedented borrowing, with war bonds appealing to citizens' patriotism. This period highlighted public debt's role in mobilizing resources during crises. Understanding government debt. Importance of government debt. Government debt is essential for policymakers, investors, and citizens. It explains how public funds are raised, used, and the challenges involved in managing national finances. Knowledge of government debt contributes to discussions on fiscal responsibility, economic development, and collective financial decisions.
We interrupt the program to bring you a news bulletin from Washington.
Government will go bust, basically.
The more economic pain government causes, the more government can claim more power is the solution.
The role of credit rating agencies. Overview. Credit rating agencies assess the creditworthiness of debt issuers, including governments and corporations, assigning ratings that reflect their ability to meet debt obligations. Functionality agencies analyze borrowers' financial health and economic outlook, providing ratings from AAA, highest creditworthiness, to D, default. Impact ratings influence. Interest rates for borrowers. Higher ratings lead to lower costs, while lower ratings necessitate higher interest rates. Investment flows, as many institutional investors are restricted from buying lower-rated bonds. Controversies. The reliability of ratings came under scrutiny during the 2007 to 2008 financial crisis.
We were a few days away from the ATMs not working.
Suddenly, folks are getting wiped out.
I asked, are we headed for a Great Depression? And Bernanke said, it looks that way.
I'd look into the abyss, and I would see food lines, millions of people unemployed.
Hank had just thrown up into a wastebasket.
I don't know if it was a panic attack, but the markets were so fragile.
Public versus private debt. Differences and implications. Definitions. Public debt. Debt owed by the government, incurred to finance public spending exceeding revenue. It includes government bonds and obligations to foreign lenders. Private debt. Debt owed by individuals or businesses, such as mortgages, credit cards, and corporate loans. Economic implications. Public debt can stimulate growth if invested wisely, but may necessitate higher taxes or reduce spending if excessive. High levels can erode investor confidence, leading to economic crises. Private debt indicates consumer confidence and growth potential, but can lead to crises if borrowers default, as seen in the 2007 to 2008 crisis. Management and responsibility. Governments can use various tools to manage public debt, influencing overall economic health. Private debt management is constrained by borrower-lender agreements, with bankruptcy options available, but potentially damaging future creditworthiness. Burden and benefit. Public debt burdens citizens through taxes, but can provide collective benefits through funded projects. Private debt burdens individual borrowers directly, with benefits tied to their financial decisions. Conclusion. Distinguishing between public and private debt is crucial for understanding economic dynamics. Both types of debt play vital roles in investment and growth, but require careful management to mitigate risks.